today are made for combining. You ever wonder what farm life is like in northern Alberta? I'm Jessica, meet my husband Thomas, and our dog Ellie, and we'll take you through a day in our lives. Let's go! So I missed a big chunk of the day today for what the guys are doing out combining. Well, we were butchering chickens, and now that I look back on it, that is a major component of us farming is our chicken butchering. So each year Mom gets 50, 60 birds-ish, and we butcher them. And we keep them for our freezer, and we give some away, and I guess it's a way that we can bless people as well as keep our freezers full. Plus, there's nothing like a homegrown chicken, not gonna lie. Also, weighed one of the chicken breasts today, 2 pounds for just a breast parted off one of our home birds. So, pretty hard to beat that in a grocery store. Pretty much cooking a turkey at that point. But anyway, we're gonna head out to the field now. We're gonna see what the boys are up to. They're either combining flax or canola. I'm not sure which field they're in exactly, so we'll take a look when we get there and see how they're doing and what the day's like. Oh, I can't get over the colors this fall. We're having such a nice long fall. The beautiful colors. Oh, just beautiful. So we are at the field now, and it looks like today is flax combining day. This is our Clark field, and you guessed it, we call it the Clark field because we rent it from the Clarks. And it's not really I guess it's a rent. It's a rent lease agreement because we clear the land. And we clear the land from trees or break land or however you want to call it. So we get a lease agreement for a certain number of years if we take the trees off the land. And this is one of those fields. Field now, you can see the difference between the combine flax and the flax that's still standing. Now, given this is a terrible flax crop to show what flax really looks like, we got a very weedy field out here this year. We've sprayed for volunteer grasses, but we never got to spray a broadleaf. It wasn't looking like it needed a broadleaf, but now when I duck down lower, you can actually see. So this is the line of the flax crop, all these little tiny gold spheres everywhere, and then everything above it, all of this stuff is all weeds. So lots of pigweed, I think they call it. Pigweed, milkweed, something like that. I can't remember what they call this one, but this is what it looks like, and we got a ton of it this year. So not super excited about that. It really compromises your yields. It sucks away a ton of the moisture. Even though this year we had decent moisture, it would have just made the crop that much more full and more seed pods. Anyway, zoom in. This is what the plants look like. I think it's an adorable little crop. They make these little sprays. So if I pick a plant, they make these little sprays that look like this. There's the stem. Cute little bells on top. Yeah, and each of those little bells that's on top, those little pumpkins, whatever you want to call them, each of them has flax seeds inside. So we can pick one. That's what they look like, a little point on them. And each of those little openings, each of those little pockets has a flax seed in it. So we roll around in our hands, that's what we get. If I blow the chaff off, can see the little seeds left in my hand. So there you go. That's what our red flax looks like. This flax that we just sorted out is exactly what you would see at the store. That's it, no extra processing, nothing. And from there, straight to your mouth, you can eat it. Just like that. Tastes just like flax you buy from the store. This is one of the quarters that we broke, and we have a lease on it. So the lease is in exchange for breaking land, and that's a totally different video for a totally different day, is how we actually break land. But the fun part about driving through this field is you can't just rip anywhere you want to go, because there are sticks everywhere. I kid you not, it's a little bit of a minefield, and they go away with root picking every single year and whatnot. But this is what I'm watching for as I'm driving. Oh, stick. Oh, stick. Oh, another stick. Oh, another stick. Well, that's never good when you see a combine parked. Hopefully they can get that figured out. Oh boy, speaking of broken things, driving through this field, my car is smelling hot. Let's hope there's no smoke coming in anywhere. That could be bad news for us. The last thing we need is my poor car burning down out in the middle of this field. That'd be a mess to clean up. Also, I don't really want my car to burn down. Not this year anyway. to joke, but in all seriousness, this flax straw is so fine and fibrous, you could start fires with it. But side note, flax straw, super interesting fact about it, that there are actually linens and clothes made from flax straw. Now, if we had a market for it where we are, it might make sense to drop it and bale it, but currently where we live, there's nobody that is looking for that. There's no processing plants that are turning flax straw into a textile for use, but that is actually so here we go, flax straw. It's a lot more fibrous, a lot finer of a grain, a lot more fibrous of a straw. And that's why it makes such a good textile, such a good linen. With the joy of harvest upon us, there are a few things that happen, or I should say that don't happen, and one of those things is maybe if your light's burnt out on your car, it doesn't get changed right away. So we escaped relatively unscathed. Thankfully, I had the new light bulbs with me right here to show the cop that my intention is to fix it. So thankfully I had those. However, I do feel a little bit embarrassed about the lecture I just got from the cop about the need to carry your license around with you at all times, even if you're just making a quick rip to the field and back to the farm. So I guess on that note, a $240 ticket was evaded by the said nice cop, so I'm okay with that. But whew, everybody else out there, drive safe. The night's not over yet. We'll see you tomorrow.